Sean's doing a little bit of a broadcast.
Hello, Liverpool. Love you. It was 6,000. There were 10,000 in line. They only allowed 6 in.
6,000 people on the panel.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the big room. It's about there's probably about 10,000 people in here right now. What'd you think?
That's a lot of people queuing up just to see you guys. That much for you guys and the other people who are part of it.
All for Adam.
Yeah, it was all for me and Morena.
But like, I mean, what is it like to be a part of such a successful series that the fans are like, why was there only one series?
What's it like? It doesn't suck.
We loved it.
It's awesome, right?
We're sorry there are more episodes. There's rumors flying around, but it's really out of our hands.
Yeah.
Some people think that it's beautiful and should just sit there like what's that place? Camelot on a hill. Yes, it is a silly place.
So,
I'm not sure.
what did you guys expect it to be? This, I don't want to use the word cultish, but that's like to get the immense crowd of people that have such a following. Did you guys think this when you first read the script and got offered the parts?
I did not.
I was hoping that it would just be this long-running thing that would lead to years and years of camaraderie and silliness and Emmys.
Wah, wah. I didn't have a script when I auditioned for it. No. I sort of just took a leap of faith because I met Joss, and he's an extraordinary human being. And I walked into the room. I said, "Oh my God, there's no script. I don't know what I'm doing. Will you please tell me what's happening in this?" My audition pages were the scene where Simon tells the crew about what happened to River, and that's all I had to go on, and it was wonderful. And so I heard it from Joss. But I think as we were shooting it, I mean, it was special. It's like it was lightning in a bottle. Everything was perfect. Every cast member, every hair and makeup, every craft service. It was just sort of this perfect union of, yeah. It was
We felt pressure from the get-go because the network didn't really care for the 2-hour pilot, so we were fighting for real estate on Fox Network, which only had 2 hours of network nighttime drama time available, real estate on the air. And we ended up Friday nights at 8 o'clock, which they told us was the death slot.
Death slot. That was actually my second show at 8 o'clock on a Friday.
So we knew we were kind of behind the 8 ball, but that made us just be more committed to having fun and enjoying it while it was lasting.
Yeah.
And there's certainly a lot of people here who got a little bit giddy when I said that it was going to be the Firefly panel. So I'm going to throw it out to you. There must be lots of questions for these guys. So we've got a hand straight up over here, Jean-Luc.
What are you wearing, ma'am?
I am wearing a character from Overwatch called Brigitte.
Will you stand up and show the crowd? Beautiful. Look at that.
So, during the course of the series, one series, we see that Jane is, I'm going to be PG, he's not very nice. But there are hints that I feel maybe that he can be a bit softer, like he's sending money to his family and, he really loves his mum and things like that. If the series had continued, would you have liked to have seen a development of a Jane Cobb with a bit more of a conscience, or would you have preferred for him to carry on being somebody who would sell you out for a lot of money?
That one.
That's perfect.
Yeah. No, I wanted him to stay dirty. The little softer sides. We're just sort of dabbling and sprinkling him with that, but for the most part, I thought his payoff was better if he was completely remained untrustworthy.
Excellent.
Yeah. Bad guys are fun to play. You all know. I mean, well, not all of you, but some of you know what it's like to be a bad guy. Kinda? No? You do. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Put that thing right on your chin.
Hello.
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 I met you earlier on.
Abby. I remember you, Abby.
What was it like filming? You know, did you come like your family when you were filming, one series and you come really close?
Forgive me, will you hold the microphone? Like, actually touch it to your chin and talk.
Hello. You know when you were doing the first series, did you bond like a family when you were doing it together? Did you come like friends after you filmed it?
Yeah, and then there was tension. Like any normal family would get, but we loved each other for the most part, yeah.
Thank you. Lovely to meet you.
Would you agree? Well, were we like a family? Did we bond well and get along?
I think...
Early on, we made it about the work, and everybody had their characters in the pocket, so that helped.
Yeah, and sometimes... Yeah, when we talk about this, it's like the series was sort of the seed, and then we've all sort of grown together as a family, albeit sometimes dysfunctional family.
Completely dysfunctional.
But we've grown over the years. We've not lost touch. We all have
there's
children now. We all have children who've gotten married.
Yes. We have a text chain called the Firefly group.
Firefly group, yeah.
Which
I should read.
it's a little. No, it's a little.
Okay, never mind.
There's some off-color stuff in there that we couldn't share with the audience, but Nathan usually initiates it with some sort of snarky comment, and then everyone jumps in.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey.
I was just wondering, if they were to pick up the series again, would you guys want to get on board and the producing side or the script writing side of it at all?
I wouldn't want to...
Or want to be a part of it in any way?
Oh, I would be a part of it,
Yeah.
absolutely. I don't know if I would run or write it. I would leave that to Joss.
He wouldn't let us anyway.
He wouldn't let me. He would never let me write it.
That's too much responsibility anyway. Maybe Nathan could demand it.
Yeah. How do you move this light? I can't see. Oh, so much better. Now I can see. Hi.
You turned up on Castle. Did you just revert back to the same characters when you went back onto Castle?
When I was on Oh wait.
Did you not get a castle?
No.
Did you get a rookie?
Yeah, I did a rookie.
See, I didn't do a rookie.
Well, it's early.
Wow. That's true. I did it later.
I didn't do a castle.
I did a castle.
They didn't want me.
I did 2 castles, actually, same character. Nathan texted me initially and said, I got a character that's a cross between Jane Cobb and Dirty Harry. Can you do it? I said, I think I can do that with my eyes closed. So I was able to join him. He's a great host. We were talking about this earlier.
He's such a good host. He's I think he's the best. There's something to be said about the number one on the call sheet is usually the star of the show. So you're number one on the call sheet. It's a really challenging job because you're usually working the most. You've got the most to do, and no one has ever done it better than Nathan. He's a remarkable host. He's just sets the tone of the set.
He has the weight of the show's world on his shoulders.
But you would never know.
You'd never know it.
Yeah.
He's very dedicated, and I think he has a photographic memory. He's one of those rats that has just knows everything backwards and forwards.
And remember everybody's name.
Yeah, and he'll know your lines when you're. What's my line? He'll say, "It's I want to go over there." Oh, right, I want to go over there. Thanks.
Yeah.
But in a kind way, Nathan's great. Still.
I think we've got somebody walking back for a question here.
Hi, I was wondering, when you were filming on set, were there any running jokes that you can remember that just kept going and going? That just became a thing, basically.
We made fun of Summer.
Summer!
Yeah, we made fun of Summer.
We blamed everything on Summer, just because we could.
Every show needs a set scapegoat. So when things go wrong, you can. Summer did it.
But the funniest thing is when sometimes you would say it to her, be like, Summer! Clearly not her fault at all. And she would so earnestly say, I'm just trying to do my job.
I didn't know.
It was very sweet.
Yeah, very sweet.
She did screw up that opening shot in Serenity, though. She screwed up a couple times, and that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. The opening shot of Serenity is a long tracking shot through the ship.
So everybody's got to get it right, or else the entire shot doesn't work. It's not like you can cut to somebody, and I think she screwed it up.
She was in the it was actually spliced together into two pieces.
Yeah,
because we had a dark, and it was sort of a wipe along the wall, and it swept off into another thing. And she was at the very tail end of the second part, so I was basically out of it because I'm in the front half, and you carried on to the second half. I carried it over, right?
Yeah.
And then it went down, and she screwed up. And then we could legitimately yell at her. It was awesome.
I feel sorry for her.
She felt so bad.
Hi, big fan of Firefly. But a bit of an older question. What was Stanley Kubrick like as a director?
Oh, good question.
He was demanding, intolerant of incompetence. He was not known for being an actor's director. His communication skills with actors was pretty much do it again, do it again, do it better. Better, you're fired. Quite a few people got fired, and he was just a visionary who demanded excellence. And he figured if he hired you to do the job, you better know how to do it. So there was a lot of pressure, especially on us. We were young, thought we were brave, 22, 23, 24-year-old actors. And we had to get it right. But he was a nice man, quirky, loved to play chess, brilliant. Yelled at us a lot.
Does that bring out the best in you? Because if people yell at me, I kind of go...
Well, in television, you don't get the luxury of doing 40 takes. If you have to do 40 takes in television, your show's not going to make it. But he could. And there was this strange thing where you'd get... That's what I think.
Okay, what was either your favourite...
I think they're just like basically trying to make out UK-isms.
Are you reading your question off of an iPhone?
No, I'm filming this, is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Do you have a favourite episode or favourite...
I don't. Much. You had more fun stuff, I think, to do in that.
Well, it was the first time I got to leave the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was mud.
Yeah.
And a statue. And that statue was like actually made out of dirt. And it was pretty remarkable.
They molded my...
It was insane.
They molded my head. They figured it, well, they just chiseled they sculpted rested me out of iron and marble.
Yeah.
But the head was plastic. And,
but that was a lot of fun to shoot. Some of the episodes...
they're like bottle episodes where you're just stuck inside. You're just in the kitchen this episode. This one we got to go out and away.
My phone's ringing. I thought for a second it might be Nathan, but no. Boo-hoo, it's only my husband. Well, fuck him. But when we ask these questions, there's like memories of shooting the show, memories of then seeing the show, so they resonate for different reasons. I think Jamestown, didn't Marina's cleavage get really burned in Jamestown? It was really funny. Marina's cleavage had no sunscreen, and of course we all mocked her until the cows came home because she just got perfectly, just funny stories like that. But then, other episodes, like watching Ariel, I loved. I love the look of it and the tone of it, so that's another favorite of mine. I like the pilot. Sure.
Pilot's great.
I never saw it.
You never saw it?
No, it was put on the Christmas episode, never made it that far.
Oh, you haven't seen the DVDs?
No.
Oh. One of my favorite scenes probably in the film would be in the airlock, where I thought I was going to be spaced.
Yeah.
And this was kind of in that moment of production early on enough where I'm going, maybe Joss doesn't really like me. So when I got the script, now I know for sure. When I got the script, I was reading along, and you know how actors will read a script is they'll sort of, okay, yep, that way is about 43 minutes, and you'll flip through to the back to see where you are if you're still in the show, and reading the scenes, like, well, okay, this could be my end, and you'd accept that, but by then I made them all fall in love with me, so they couldn't kill me off. You got to win the network over quick. It's very selfish business, it really is. Can't you tell? Look at me! Point the camera over here! What was your second question? You have the second part.
It was like working with Joss again, would we? Yeah. Always.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy that if he picks up the phone and calls you, you say, yes, what time?
Yeah.
We've got time for one last question, gentlemen. Over here.
Hi, great big fan of the show and yourselves in general. Did you manage to acquire anything off the set before you left? Or if you didn't, what would you have liked to have taken?
Yeah, I don't know if I was like young and naive. I just didn't think it was like appropriate to like rip pieces of the wall off and take them, which, I don't know. I took my boots. I took Simon's boots because they were my boots. Because I walked in one day in my new boots, and Joss was like, oh my God, I love those. Those are Simon's boots. We need those boots. And so the costume designer ran out and bought the exact same pair. So I'd come to work in my boots and then change into my boots that were Simon's boots. And so I took them. So I had two pairs of the same boot. But that's all I took. And then I donated them for charity. But I didn't take like, you took like walls of the ship.
No, I didn't take pieces of the wall, but
Nathan did that.
Yeah. No, I was able to keep each incarnation of Jane's T-shirts.
Amazing.
Each screenplay or each teleplay that we had, I would make sure I collated it with all of the updated revisions and got them all perfectly formed and bradded and all that. And I would walk around and I'd say, please to sign it, please to sign it. I would get everybody to sign the things, and then auction them off for charity. So I think all those scripts eventually, and the Serenity script, went for about 50 grand, which we donated to a wonderful charity for military families. And the T-shirts went, California Brown Coats, which is a great organization, they helped me set up the charity online, and we got a good auction going, so we raised a lot of money for that. The head of the statue, which I wasn't supposed to take, I took. And that went for charity. That went to Joss's charity, Equality Now, so it's like, what are you gonna do? You gonna come after me for taking it and auctioning it off for Joss's charity? Go ahead.
I wish I had taken like stuff from the infirmary. I wish I'd taken all of Simon's vests and then had a party and burnt them all in a bonfire.
Why, they were not comfortable?
Oh God, I hated those vests. I hated them.
You squirmed in those vests. I kept the hat, one of the hats. There were two hats. That went for $5 grand for charity.
Alan took his dinosaurs.
Alan took the dinosaurs and the red button.
Yep.
What else? There was a knife. It's funny, people have contacted me and shown me pictures of, oh, I was able to buy Jane's knife from a prop house. That's not the one. The replica. I have it. So yeah, a few things. What I like to take generally are like items of clothing. I kept boots too, and I brought those back from the movie. Mugs, things you can drink out of. Knives, tactile things that last.
Tchotchkes, guns.
The guns. No, didn't get to get the guns.
Well, I think that we should try and maybe find Adam a mug from somewhere in Liverpool, maybe a Beatles one or something. And I don't know if we can find you a gun, maybe a toy one from somewhere.
Sure.
Yeah.
Those mutter mugs, the mutter mugs from Jamestown.
Jamestown.
Those are cool.
We'll see if we can get you one of them. I feel like it could be going to a special place.
Thank you all for being fans of Firefly, because it's lasted a lot longer than we ever thought it would. Bless you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you please stamp your feet, clap your hands, and give